Hey everybody, Sean here from Somm Wine Club, and I have got some wine for you. This is the 2021 Troupis winery Hoof Lur Moschofilero, coming from Arcadia in the Peloponnese in southern Greece. For the last few months, I've been consulting on the wine program for a Greek restaurant in North Vancouver. I'm helping them refine their wine program. And so I have had a lot of Greek wine on my desk. I've been a little bit more immersed than I usually would be in the grape varieties and the regions, and that has come with some really fun discoveries. So one of those I want to share with you in the Wine Club box this month. So the Hoof Lur Moschofilero is a label made by Troupis Winery in Arcadia. The idea with Hoof Lur is they're making wine in a style to represent time past. An old style of winemaking, more akin to what their grandparents and their ancestors would have made. So, full skin contact for a varying number of days depending on the wine. This one sees 15 days on the skins in concrete eggs, so imitating that kind of porous natural material that they would have used millennia ago, and then totally unfined, unfiltered, just clarified and then bottled. So Moschofilero, as you can see, has some color to it, especially when it spends 15 days on the skins. Moschofilero is a pink-skinned grape variety. The French would call it gris, so like Pinot Gris is a pink-skinned grape variety. So if you do Pinot Gris with skin contact, you get a little bit of a coppery, orangish hue. Moschofilero just has more of it. So it almost takes on this salmon orange pink color to it, but it is technically a white grape. So this is technically an orange wine, not a rosé. Now, the label, you can see the little dancing character on the front is meant to represent Pan, Greek half god, and then the horn is kind of the man part. So this is the combination between modern and antiquity. Just kind of a neat little representation on the front of the bottle. So these grapes are coming from the plains of Mantinea. Mantinea is kind of an elevated agricultural plain in the center of the Peloponnese, and roughly 600 meters above sea level. So even though it is surrounded by ocean, they're on a peninsula in the Peloponnese. This is a continental climate. It has got mountains kind of all around it, so it does get quite cold both at night and in the off season. So what you have is an opportunity creating a very kind of elegant, restrained, aromatic wines. If you look at the latitude here, you're in the same as Portugal or Sicily, as this is theoretically, typically, a very warm part of the Mediterranean. But like I said, that altitude and that being surrounded by mountains keeps this area very cool and very restrained in the style of wine that they produce. Moschofilero is a very aromatic grape. It's been compared to Muscat and Gewürztraminer. In this case, this wine is done as a dry skin contact style, so we're not getting actual sweetness here, but you do get all of those really pretty aromatics. So nose is rosewater, lychee, melon, blood orange, like ripe citrus, Turkish delight, almost this like little bit of kind of sugar, like caramelized sugar kind of smell to it. But that's all coming from the variety. Like I said, there's no actual sugar here in the variety, in the wine itself. The way that this smells is just awesome, though. Like I said, dry wine, no sugar. The 15 days of skin contact that they do with the Moschofilero does add a little bit of tannin and a little bit of grip to this wine. In a white wine, we call that phenolics, which is just the phenolic compounds that are in the skins, kind of adding this textural element to the wine that is a little bit like tannin in red wines, but obviously to a lesser extent. The warm days and cool nights of Mantinea create a wine with a lot of tension. You get this diurnal shift of hot to cold. It allows the wine to retain its natural freshness and acidity. So this wine has so much brightness and lift to it, which keeps it really lively and refreshing at the same time as it is concentrated, aromatic, and flavorful. The kind of very floral aromatic character that you get on the nose is not as prevalent on the palate in this wine as you might expect it to be. It's a little bit more kind of lean, pomaceous, so it's like apple and pear, kind of leaning towards green or tart expressions of those fruit, and then a lot of tangy citrus. So like orange peel, lemon, like citron, all of these really lovely kind of ripe but not sweet citrus. I think I just want to stand here and smell this for the rest of the video. Moschofilero can be made in a lot of different ways. It can be made sparkling, it can be made still white wine, it could be made as a very deeply colored orange wine. They have another wine called Ikato, which spends 100 days on the skins, and it's like a deep reddish color almost. So there is a whole range of different opportunities to explore different Moschofilero. Almost all Moschofilero comes from this particular region, though. It's a grape variety that is very particular about where it's grown, and it happens to be really, really well suited to this area and doesn't really do very well outside of that. So you don't see Moschofilero outside of Greece, typically. There might be a handful of plantings around the world, but 99% of what you're ever going to see is going to come from Arcadia, come from Mantinea, and come from the Peloponnese. That's delicious. And now I'm hungry. And it's not dinner time yet. So, food-wise, you can treat this a lot like you would another aromatic dry rosé. So, it has a lot of flexibility. One of the classic pairings for Moschofilero in Greek food is spanakopita, the puff pastry filled with spinach. That's delicious here, absolutely, especially since this wine does have this kind of little bit of underlying herbal and kind of spicy green note to it as well. But you could do things like calamari or fritto misto, like fried seafood, fried vegetables, delicious, absolutely. But like I said, you can think outside the box here as well. So this one would be great with things like dim sum. So you have like sumai or xiaolongbao, where you've got like umami, you've got aromatics, you've got texture, you've got fat. This would be great there. You could do tacos al pastor, so you get the kind of sweetness of pineapple and the slow cooked pork. You could do, salad niçoise, like southern French tuna and like fresh greens. You get this really springy, bright, briny olives and tomatoes and hard-boiled eggs. You get so many different things going on. You can experiment. Like, heck, if you don't even know what you want, like, just open the bottle, have a glass, see how it makes you feel, and then you can decide on your food from there. This is cool. I'm kind of sad that I haven't put more Greek wines in the boxes up until now, but now you get to explore them alongside with me. So I hope you enjoy the Hoof Lur Moschofilero, uh, and I hope that this is a door for you to explore more Greek wines because they are delicious and there's a lot to discover. So, thanks very much, everybody. All right, we'll see you guys all next time.